and welcome to the FATV Workers Credit Union Studios. I'm Scott May, and joining me on this edition of North Central Journal is Victor Rojas, the Assistant Director of Gear Up, which stands for, and I've got to read this, Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for the Undergraduate Programs. Now, Victor was recently named Gear Up Professional of the Year by the National Council for Community Education Partnerships. Victor is also dubbed Mr. Gear Up by his colleagues.
Yes.
So Victor, welcome to North Central Journal. A pleasure having you.
Thank you.
That's quite a lead-in that I had there, a lot of words, a lot to absorb in that introductory paragraph. Let's break it down a bit and go with our first question. What is Gear Up and who is Victor Rojas?
Okay, so thank you again, Fitchburg ATV, and I'm so blessed and fortunate to be here. Gear Up is a Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness program put together by the Department of Education in Washington. And what we do is we help the students who are in the city of Fitchburg. So my Wachusett is partnered with Fitchburg Public School. And we start with the students in the 6th grade, and we continue helping them for 7 years. And that's the part of the program is a 7-year project that we start with the students when they're very young, and then we see them succeed in, when they graduate. As far as myself, I'm just a hard worker guy who, moved to Fitchburg when I was 12 years old.
From Puerto Rico?
From Puerto Rico. English was very limited, no English at all.
Yeah.
Went to B.F. Brown, then went to Fitchburg High School, graduated from the high school, played baseball, did, positive things in the community, and went on to Fitchburg State University, graduated with my bachelor's degree. I have a big family. My 7 brothers and sisters,
wow.
and my mom and dad, we moved to Fitchburg. And, education was the key for my family to, to give us that encouragement to continue working hard and go on to, do great, better things with the education. And right away, I went to Fitchburg Public School once I graduated the Fitchburg State University, and I started working for the Fitchburg Public School in 1996. Yeah.
How long have you been with the Gear Up program?
With the Gear Up, I started back in 2000, 99, 2000, since the program started in Fitchburg.
So 20 years.
20 years,
wow.
yes. So
and you have a birthday coming up too, right?
Tomorrow is my wonderful birthday. Yeah.
Simply put, what is the mission of Gear Up?
Definitely, the mission is to help as many of these students in their everyday life, in their education, whether tutoring, mentoring, advising. In the 6th grade, we bring in projects for 6th graders, and then as they move to 7th grade, we help them with the 7th grade curriculum, and then we continue encourage them to look into careers, teach them more about math and English and science and the whole package in the 7th grade. Then we work with them in the 8th grade. So we kind of move with the kids from one grade to another. So we started back in 99, and we were able to help the class of 2005 that they ended up graduating at Fitchburg High School. Mm-hmm. And then in 2005, we got refunded the Gear Up grant in Fitchburg again, and we started with the class of 2011 and 2012 when they were in the 6th grade. And also we were able to help the class of 2017 and 16 when they were in 6th grade. And the current Gear Up program right now is the class of 2024, 2025. We started helping them in 2018. So all these numbers and all these years, they're very much, burning my brain. I know what Gear Up is all about. But the main goal is to help these kids see their potential, help them get to where they could go, guide them, and definitely see them succeed, do better. We have the parents on our side. We always communicating with the parents. So the parents really love the program, how we work with them and the students. So we just want the best for the kids, once they hit high school, and then the opportunity that Mr. Roach and, Mr. Jokola at Fitchburg High School, they put together for the kids, all the partnership with my Wachusett and Fitchburg State, and all these programs for these kids, opportunities that, when we were in school, we didn't have those opportunities. Right. So it's all about bringing them, opportunity for them to see what they want to do, and then help them get there and encourage them. Because even when the Gear Up end, they graduate high school and they're on to college or careers, I stay in contact with them I still have contact with the alumni from '05, you know, from 16, 17, 11, and 12. So,
How important is it, your involvement with Gear Up, how important is it that you yourself have walked the walk? You've been there.
yeah.
You know what these kids have to deal with, the challenges they have. How important is that?
Yeah, it's very important because I say to the students all the time, just like last week we did the Rising Raiders for the first time, so all the 8th graders going into high school into 9th grade in September, we were able to do 1 week with a partnership with the high school principals, and we let the student know, you know, at one point I was in your chair as an incoming freshman from BF Brown, not knowing what was out there, but fortunately for you guys, you have us as a Gear Up team. The high school team is great, so, you know, being able to say to a kid that come from another country, you know, I was 12 years old when I moved to Fitchburg, no English at all. So I know what it feels like to be in the classroom, no understanding, you know, what's happening, the belts and the lunches and the whole 9 yards. So pretty much I put myself in their shoes and let them know who I am and guide them every step. And that's very good for me and for them to know that somebody is really always thinking about their future, their career. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
You told me an interesting little story before we started about coming here from Puerto Rico and how nice the summers were, and then some strange things happened with the colors of the leaves and then something falling from the sky you'd never seen before.
No, definitely. I mean, Puerto Rico, Ponce, Puerto Rico is so hot, it's so nice, tropical, and you know, you could go swimming here, you could go to the river, you could go out to the, you know, the lakes, and you know, all year round is almost 100 degrees in my city in Ponce. So, you know, moving to Fitchburg in the summer was good, summer of '86, and before you know, the leaves start changing. I asked my mom, what is happening here? The cold weather started going down, and then I remember our first snowstorm, and I was like, what is this falling from the sky, you know? And we out there, you know, trying to play around with the snow, but it definitely has been a good opportunity for us to move to Fitchburg, you know, learn a new language, learn a new culture, and also be part of a community that, you know, help other families coming from another country. Because, you know, including, I remember me working at Fitchburg High School in '96, having a lot of students from Brazil or Vietnam or Pakistan. We had students from China, so they all came into my classroom because I became the ESL teacher once I graduated Fitchburg State University. So I became the teacher that I was looking up to, which was Mr. Rainfall back in those days, and I became the teacher. So I've been able to, you know, open their eyes to the kids and able to teach them, you know, there's more things out there that you could accomplish. You just got to keep working hard.
It seems to me the counseling and the guidance that you provide students would literally be never ending. And my question is, how do you find the energy and the time in your life, because you have a personal life, how do you find the energy and the time for all of that?
I always say to people, I'm just like an energizer bunny. Just you put new batteries every morning, you recharge the batteries overnight, and you know, I'm up at 5 in the morning, I do my exercise. Like I mentioned before, I was also a U.S. Army veteran. I'm a veteran. I did fought in Iraq with 4 of my students, and you know, I just try to show people the positive part of life, you know, being the person that somebody could look up to in a positive way, because we know there's a lot of negative things happening around, you know, the state, the country, you know, the nation. So I'm just trying to be positive all the time, energetic. You know, I'm also a volunteer at Leominster Hospital, volunteer at MCI Shirley Prison. Wow. I go to nursing home. Through the church, we donate food to the homeless on Water Street on Wednesday. So I'm always involved in the community. Students walk by, former students walk by, and I'm just, you know, the face of somebody that is glad and happy to be able to do, you know, what I do. But definitely I try to encourage the kids, not by saying to them, but the action, you know. Also at Fitchburg High School, we run the baseball club. We do the ROTC program, so I'm out there doing push-up with the kids. I'm running around, so, you know, wow. I don't tell kids what to do. I just do it and show them, you know, that, you know, sometimes they, you know, they say, Mr. Rojas, well, how old are you? Or, you know, where you get all that energy? I just, you know, I've been always very, into exercise and playing baseball and sports in Puerto Rico and Fitchburg. So just blessed that I've been able to land in Fitchburg, learn the culture, and see that education is the key for all of these students in Fitchburg and their families.
I wanted to talk about the affiliation, just to let people know a little bit of the background of Gear Up, Fitchburg Public Schools, Mount Wachusett Community College, Fitchburg State University. Tell us how that's all connected.
So it's all connected through the partnership that we have. So, Mount Wachusett Community College has a Access and Transition program, which is concentrate on low-income, first-generation community students, K through 12. So this organization has counselors that go to Gardner, Clinton, Fitchburg, Leominster, Athol, Wichita. We go out and we help all these students that need, one-on-one. Wow. We teach them about college and careers. So in that program, Access and Transition at the Mount, we have also like Gateway to College, dual enrollment program, classes for students so they could start taking classes while they're in high school. Mm-hmm. The Gear Up program comes in and we apply for the program every 7 years, and we send the application to Washington. We have all our partners line up, everybody that wants to participate. For example, we have the Fitchburg Police, we have Rollstone Bank, we have Workers Credit Union, so we have Commerce, all these different organizations that want to help us out. Mm-hmm. And then we send the application and Washington takes a look at it, and we get approved for 7 years, and they'll let us know, start working with the little ones in 6th and 7th grade. Mm-hmm. But Mount Wachusett has been upfront about helping the kids, and Fitchburg Public School, all the superintendents and all the high school principal, and also Fitchburg State has been helping the kids, at the high school with the honors program. So pretty much at the high school, when our students get to the high school, they'll start dividing into different, skills or different programs that they want to do, and we just support them, and we want to bring more into the high school opportunity for the kids. Yeah.
How many students in a given year do you anticipate you work with?
About 1,000.
About 1,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's hard for me to memorize all these names.
Are you human? I don't.
All these names, but we do have a great team of Gear Up counselors and Gear Up tutors. We got a great director who, is up. We kind of run it like a New England Patriot type of team. You got Belichick and you got Brady, you got the wide receiver, you got Edelman, you got the tight end. So we got everything covered for the kids, because at the end it's all about, bringing the kids to the graduation, to the podium, have their family on Crocker Field in the stand, and that's when I break down. You never see me breaking down, but that's when I break down, when I see grandmas and mom and dads running from the stand into the hands of the kids that they just graduated, because many of these kids are first generation, sometimes high school students too, not just college students. So many of our parents, including myself, my mom went to first grade and my dad never went to school in Puerto Rico. So that's what it's all about, helping the kids.
Now, if folks want more information about Gear Up, where can they go? Mount Wachusett website, things like that. Where can they get more information?
Yeah, we are in the Mount Wachusett website, Fitchburg Gear Up. We called it for many years NWCC Gear Up program, but our staff, our team this year, the class of 24, 25 counselors, we've been together for 3 years. It's going to be our 4th out of 7. We came up with a nice, beautiful logo.
Which we're showing here, by the way.
We're showing here. I mean, it's like,
there it is.
Yeah, it's like Gear Up Fitchburg, and it has the graduation cap on it. So we are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We actually have much more organized than before. So we have a team of professional staff that works on the social media part, uploading videos, doing all kinds of messages for the parents. And yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been a lot of fun. I like this one a lot because it's more organized. And even before the pandemic started, I went out to my supervisor and I'm like, let's buy Chromebooks, because we have the money, we got the resource. Let's buy a Chromebook for every single 7th grade and 8th grade when they were in that age, our students. And we did. We spent almost $200,000 just on Chromebook for the kids. And then the pandemic hit. So every kid in Gear Up was able to go home with a brand new Chromebook, and they've been using it.
Great.
And then the ones that the school had, we moved them to the 6th and 5th graders. And the good thing about Gear Up is that all this funding and all these items, they stay in the school. We don't take them back. So the middle school have brand new computers, the 7th and 8th graders, and we move on to the next level. Yeah.
Well, Victor, we want to thank you for everything you do. It's a pleasure meeting you, and your energy is somewhat infectious. And we wish you all the best. Thank you for being on North Central Journal.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And welcome to the FATV Workers Credit Union Studios. I'm Scott May, and joining me on this segment of North Central Journal is Luisa Fernandez, Family and Community Engagement Coordinator for the Fitchburg Public School System, and also the president of Inform Fitchburg. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to be
Well,
here.
it's great to have you here, and it's a pleasure to have had the opportunity to meet you. And we're going to talk about some of the great things you're doing within the community. We'll start with Inform Fitchburg, an organization that you are president of. And what I'm wondering is how Inform Fitchburg and the Fitchburg public school systems are sort of intertwined.
So I started Inform Fitchburg before I got my position as a family and community coordinator. And my goal was engage, parents in their kids' education. So it's what I'm doing now. And it makes me feel very good to see how everybody wants to participate, everybody wants to learn more about the schools, and I think we are like an open window for families. It's what we want to do.
What is the overall mission of Inform Fitchburg?
That, engage parents, find people that has the same concerns, the same goals. And when you have concerns, it's okay to have concerns, but it's okay to come up with ideas to solve those problems or to fix what is not working in the right way. So that's my goal, to put the people together, to work together for our district and to work together for our community.
I'm just curious, and this is off script, what motivated you? What did you see that provided, what did you see as the need that sort of inspired you to move ahead with Inform Fitchburg?
Well, I'm from Venezuela, so I'm an immigrant, and when you move to another country with no friends, just a couple of family members, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So Fitchburg Public Schools gave me the opportunity to find my passion, which is work with kids. So I think that was, what really pushed me to create Inform Fitchburg. I had the opportunity to participate in some of the New View steward programs, and I met amazing people, and we had, the same ideas, the same goals. So that's what happened, when you are around great people. Hey, let's do this. So yes, that's how Inform Fitchburg started.
No, I'm curious too. You're talking about Inform Fitchburg, and you've had a very special relationship collaboration with the Fitchburg Art Museum. So let's talk a little bit about that and what has happened recently with that collaboration.
So during pandemic, the Fitchburg Art Museum become not just a museum, right? They become like a support for our families in the community. So the Fitchburg Art Museum received this great donation, and we were talking like what we can do with this money. So we decided to get back food for families, and we did it for so long. It was every 2 weeks. It was a very special event for me because I had the opportunity to be in touch with a lot of people because they came in their cars, and we have a little chat, and it was very nice. It was very nice, and we provide tons of food and gift cards for families in this really hard moment. And
recently, Fitchburg Art Museum, along with Inform Fitchburg, had a family night at the
Yeah,
museum,
we have a family night. We had a family night in collaboration with Fitchburg Public Schools too, and it was amazing. Yeah. It was crowded, everybody was having fun. So we invite some organizations to set tables and provide information to the families about their programs. So they had fun, but they take home very valuable information that probably they're going to be using.
Now you talked about, and we want to get into the Fitchburg Public School System, your role there now, but you started as a paraprofessional,
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And how did you grow from that into your position now?
Well, I'm very passionate about what I do, and education is my thing. I discovered that here. So I was participating a lot. I was volunteering a lot for my district. And I think, you know, Mrs. Eva Kelly saw that on me, and they invite me to be part of now central office, and I am so proud. I love what I'm doing. We are creating excellent programs for the families. We are in communication with the families all the time, and that makes me feel very proud.
You also are involved, because of that position you have, with adult education. So tell us about some of those classes and how that evolves.
Well, so this is kind of personal for me. When I moved here, I couldn't communicate in the way that I wanted to because I didn't have the English, right? So it was hard. So I was thinking it's hard for other people as well. So let's create this program. Let's do it. Let's continue this program. And now we are offering classes 2 times a week for, well, we enrolled in the last session 90 parents, right? At the end of this program, we provide to these parents a certificate that they can use, you know, to build their resume in the moment that they want to, you know, find a job. They are going to have that in their resume. And I think it's a good thing. And with these classes, I want to prove them that they can do it. They can do it. I have a talk with one of the moms that is taking the classes, and she's so proud because she's like, now I can communicate. I didn't use the translator at the hospital. I didn't use the interpreter at the hospital because I can do it by myself. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And actually, Fitchburg Public Schools, we really care about not just the students and education, we care about families as well. And they are giving the opportunity to some of the parents that are taking these classes to actually work with us. Mm-hmm. They employ already 2 parents in our kitchens, and there are other 2 that I already applied. So that's great, right? This is good news.
I wondered how challenging things became during the pandemic, particularly with distance learning. Mm-hmm. What kind of challenges did that present to you?
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. I was even doing one-on-one sessions with kids because they were, you know, they were shy, and it was a hard transition for them and their families too, because, you know, if you don't have the language, it's so hard for you to like set everything for the class and or even understand, right, what they are doing and support your kid. So I think everybody was multitasking, and actually everybody was out of their comfort zones. Sure. During pandemic. But we worked together, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I hope other people learn as well. You know, I can do it. Yeah, it's possible. I'm
wondering how the pandemic experience and everything that you had to go through with students and with families has prepared you better for this coming school year. Even though kids are back in class, there are still some challenges with the pandemic, and there's still some unknowns. Yeah. I'm assuming the experience you had has prepared you for this coming school year.
Definitely,
in a big way. Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, after what happened last year, I think we are more prepared. Yeah, we know what we can expect, right? But the Fitchburg Public Schools is ready. We have more counselors in the schools. We have more ESL teachers. We are providing vaccinations, not just to the students, for their families too. You know, we update our air structures. I don't really know how to call it, but that system we updated. We have other procedures to clean the schools. So I think we are ready to face this. We are ready.
Let's talk about vaccinations. I know you mentioned that before we started the interview. Let's talk about that a little bit more in depth. How do folks go
Sure.
about scheduling something? Where do they go to do that?
Yeah, so the superintendent is a huge advocate of vaccines, and we are working very, very hard to get our families vaccinated. Right now, we have different like welcoming events, you know, in our district, and we are offering free vaccines over there. We have a mobile clinic that goes around the schools, and the information is in our website. Feel free to call me. My phone number is 978-956-3140. I can give you all the information that you need. Recently, we sent a survey to the parents, you know, and some of them, they require information about vaccines, about COVID, and we are gonna be working on that as well. So we are ready, we are ready.
It's great talking with you, Luisa, and I wondered if there are any final thoughts or a final message, information that people can look for in specific locations, anything that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Sure. Well, I want to mention first that Future Public Schools is here for everyone. We are trying, my goal is to become like a resource center. Like if you need something, call me anytime. I have a cell phone, I answer my phone anytime, because I understand that some people work during nights, you know, and they can, or during the day, and they cannot contact to the school, so I'm there for them. If you need resources, housing, food, please contact me. The other thing that I want to mention is that Inform Future is a platform. We are on Facebook, and our goal is that you go there, you check the information. We are posting all the time about events provided by the school, about local events, free events, activities in the library. So it's a great way to be, you know, on top of what is going on in our community. And I want to really thank you to Dawn Prince, because she's keeping our Facebook page 24/7 updated. And I want to thank Caroline Collins, because she's my partner and she's all the time there for me. And thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
I have one final question. When do you sleep?
I sleep.
Luisa,
It's a
thank
lot
you.
of work. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. For my community, it's worth it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.